dear student, in last video we have discussed the structure of anther. Today we will discuss microsporogenesis, in that structure of pollen grain and development of male gametophyte. So let's start. First, microsporogenesis. In microsporogenesis, each microspore mother cell divide meiotically and forms haploid pollen tetrad or pollen grain. It is also called as microspore. Next point is structure of pollen grain. As you can see, this image indicates structure of pollen grain. Typical pollen grain is a non-motile haploid unicellular body with a single nucleus. It is surrounded by two layers. These two layers called sporoderm. Outer layer known as exine. It is thick and made up of complex non-biodegradable substance called sporopollen. As this exine, it may be smooth. You can see this image. It is the exine, it's smooth, or it may be the sculpture pattern. There may be presence of ridges and furrows, that is, the spines are there. It protects the pollen grain from physical and biological degradation. At some places, exine is very thin. That thin areas known as germ pore. During the germination of pollen grain, the pollen tube is emerging from the germ pore region. Inside to the exine, there is presence of inner thin wall layer that is called intine. This intine consists of cellulose and the pectin. Next part, development of male gametophyte. Development of male gametophyte start inside the pollen sac of anther before pollination and completed on the stigma of gynosia after pollination. Inside the pollen sac of anther, there is presence of pollen mother cell. It's also called microspore mother cell. This microspore mother cell, it's a diploid in structure. This microspore mother cell or pollen mother cell, it undergoes meiotic division, formation of haploid pollen tetrad. Out of these 4 pollen grain or microspore, 3 are degenerate, 1 is functional. These functional one act as pollen grain. This pollen grain shows presence of outer layer known exine, thin areas known germ pore. Inside it, there is the presence of the inner wall layer that called intine. Inside it, there is a presence of nucleus which is surrounded by the cytoplasm. As this young mature pollen grain, this pollen grain undergoes First, mitotic division undergoes. First, mitotic division, formation of two cell structure. Smaller cell known as generative cell and larger cell known as vegetative cell. This vegetative cell is also called tube cell. Is rich in food and having irregular shaped nucleus. The generative cell float in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell after the formation of two cell stage pollen grain. It dehisces from pollen sac of anther and fall on receptive stigma and start development of pollen tube. The vegetative cell forms tube nucleus and generative cell undergoes mitotic division. Formation of two non-motile male gametes. So, typical male gametophyte contain one tube nucleus and two non-motile male gametes. Two male gametes and one tube nucleus. Means for the development of male gametophyte requires one meiotic division and two mitotic division. Here we completed the structure. Here we completed microsporogenesis. In that we study the structure of microspore and development of male gametophyte. Here are some questions given. Solve it. Thanks for watching my video. We will continue further part in next video. Thank you.